Bar here with the founder of the Can't Tell Foundation. First off, Shari, tell me a little bit about what's going on tonight at the charity event that you're having here tonight.
Well, we have a great turnout of celebrities and guests who are participating in a celebrity poker tournament. We are here to raise funds for adolescents and young adults who cannot afford mental health treatment on their own. And we have created a fund, and we're raising funds so that we can push anyone and everyone who needs mental and behavioral health treatment and who have been traumatized by sexual assault or abuse to be able to afford treatment and get the treatment that they need so we can stop the cycle of suicide and violence.
Now, tell me a little bit about what kind of programs the Can't Tell Foundation offers, because it's really a whole person healing program, is it not?
Well, the foundation is just a fund to provide services. There is a place called the Can't Tell Center, which is a treatment program that is designed to help somebody establish or reestablish their identity separate from their mental health or behavioral disorder, or separate from their trauma like sexual assault or abuse or severe bullying. And so the program is designed to help you establish your identity, to rebalance the brain and the body so that you're better able to relate to all different areas of your life. And so we teach a lot of mindfulness and meditation. We use acupuncture, we do fitness challenges, we use yoga and qigong, and we use theater exercises and music. We do horse-assisted therapy. We really take a very holistic approach. We do group therapies all the time to help in reestablishing your identity in relationship to your peer group.
Let me ask you a question. How did you come up with the whole idea? You have a personal story that goes along with the starting of the Can't Tell Foundation. Would you share that with us, please?
It's not a good story. Back in 2007, my children were tied up, beaten, raped, and nearly killed by my nanny's 13-year-old son. And as with many families, our system is so overburdened and the investigations don't really get completed the way that we would hope they would. And so, unfortunately, we were one of the many families. And I was left with the pain of helping my children heal and living it day in and day out with the screaming and the night terrors and the flashbacks and just the anxiety that a 2- and 4-year-old would have trying to make sense of the world and it being a safe place. And when nothing was done to have this young man who clearly was wounded himself, which is part of the cycle. Like, you wouldn't sexually, a 13-year-old wouldn't sexually assault another child or try to kill them if it didn't happen to them. And so I was fortunate enough to have been a clinician who specializes in trauma. And so I was connected to many people in the community who helped me and did not charge me. And I couldn't have afforded treatment even if I wanted to. So the fund is really in honor of my very brave and courageous 2 kids who are now 9 and 11. And they are very much excited that we're out here doing this because they just feel that something good should come out of this horrible experience that they had. And since we can't always affect what happens in our legal system, we can affect change as a community. And so if we bond together and we help treat each other and we support each other financially in getting good treatment, then we can take a chip away at the cycle of suicide and violence.
What an inspiring story. You know, you just mentioned something that I see a lot of within the MMA community. You mentioned bullying. It's interesting to note that so many children are bullied, and a lot of the fighters actually sort of gravitated towards mixed martial arts as an opportunity to sort of defend themselves from bullying. Ronda Rousey, in fact, one of our big female MMA stars, has talked extensively about the fact that she was bullied and sort of made fun of. How do you see MMA and, as part of maybe, would you incorporate any MMA in some of your programming and some of your helping with your foundation as a training tool?
We actually have a Krav Maga expert, and he happens to be an MMA fighter who teaches our Krav Maga. And so we're very fond of him. And the whole idea is to learn how to protect and defend yourself in an unlikely situation that something should happen again. But it gives them a good sense of confidence in their body. It gets them more grounded in their body. But the reason I chose Krav Maga as our martial arts is because it goes with the body's natural instinct of fight or flight. And so I wanted to be able to work with what people were feeling, and that they would be, and it's also based on fighting your way out of a situation to get away. For the purpose is to get away. And I think that's a little bit different than some other martial arts. But we're very fond of the MMA fighters because I am very aware that a lot of them have histories of abuse and bullying, and that is part of the cycle, is to break out of that. Either you're going to keep reenacting trauma, or you're going to overcome and adapt in some way. And I think these very brave men and women who are MMA fighters really are out there using all their tools and overcoming and adapting to some of their histories. And I'm very proud of them, and I'm very grateful that they want to support us because, they're becoming one of the top athletes in the field. And I think it takes a lot of people who don't know MMA fighting don't realize how much conscious awareness you must have and how much thought goes into planning and strategy. And I think they should be seen in a very positive light, and people who are really trying to make a difference both in their arena and outside.
You have a lot of really great MMA fighters here tonight. Was there anyone in particular that was giving you any poker playing tips?
Well, actually, there were a couple who were sitting at my table who were being very generous with me because this is the first time ever in my life that I've ever played poker. So they just look and they're like, I've got really good cards, so you might want to consider that. So I would have to say I had some very thoughtful gentlemen that I was playing with.
Well, we want to thank you so much for letting us be involved with this, and we look forward to being here next year. Thank you so much.
Kaplan.